So here we are with Matt Lang, who is the owner and proprietor of the Undertow Tattoo Company. And he is not just the owner of this company, he's also a tattoo artist, and he is the one who gave me my latest tattoo, which is my neck tattoo. And I'm already hopefully on the schedule to get some more tattoos from him in the coming weeks, months, whatever. But Matt, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Matt told me, he's like, I'm not very interesting. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, most of our audience probably isn't tattoo artists. And so just that alone makes it more interesting than the average person listening anyways. So Matt, man, I'm just glad you could make it in today and, to hear a little bit of your story. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, actually, yeah.
Actually doing well?
No, everything's good. It's Friday.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, just for the record, it may not be Friday when you guys are listening, so if you get confused when you hear him say Friday, don't worry. How long have you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing, it'll be 17 years this year.
17 years?
17 years, yep.
Man, you look young.
I'll be 40 this year.
All right.
Yeah.
It's still like almost half your life.
Yeah, pretty much. I started early. I started when I was 23. Kind of fell into it for the most part.
Really?
I went to go get a tattoo, and at the time, the tattoo that I wanted was out of one of my sketchbooks, and I took it into a shop, and the guy that I ended up apprenticing under, his apprentice at the time, had quit that morning, and I think I got hired on just the fact of him being upset with that guy and wanting to replace him real quick, and I got in there, and I just ran with it.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. So Florida, was it in Florida?
No, it was actually in Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, a city called Marietta, like about 10, 15 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does one become a tattoo artist?
The proper way?
Well, the legal way, because some people just think you can just get a gun and do it, which technically you can. But the legal way, if you were to say, I want to become a legit tattoo artist.
Legitimately, the best way to go about it, it's you would seek out an artist who you like their work, somebody that you look up to, not just some random dude, and you would approach them, ask them for an apprenticeship, and if they told you no, you would just keep on moving and find somebody else that would take you on, or you bug the shit out of them and hopefully get in, and it's all. Nothing's really handed. I think it's like anything else.
Yeah.
You gotta make the effort. For sure.
And definitely in the tattoo world, it's not like known for people being completely cordial, or even sometimes friendly. So it's like you kind of you really got to stick your neck out there to get in somewhere.
You gotta show that you want it, because there's a lot of people. I'm assuming like anything else that they see it as something easy. I mean, it is a desired.
Yeah.
Craft to have, but it's with an apprenticeship they kind of, I don't want to say they break you down, but I mean you learn. You're not learning actual tattooing, you're learning the fundamentals and the tradition of tattooing, and how to deal with customers, clients.
Okay.
Proper way to go about it, and give somebody in a proper apprenticeship. That's what it is.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, there's people that are out for profit too, that tell you finding somebody naive, telling them a lot of good things, taking their money, and then setting them up for failure, pretty much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
A lot like most things in life, you really got to be careful when you're dealing with something that's not really regulated and sort of has its own side to things. So you're 23, and we're going to get into your testimony a little while because you're in recovery as well. And,
absolutely.
But what were you doing at 23, really, with your life?
Drugs. No, I'm just
no, it's okay. That's the majority of us.
Yeah, I was lost. And I'm not, by no means am I speaking for the whole tattoo industry on this, but when I started 17 years ago, too, it was a lot. It was, I don't want to say it was almost expected. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff went on in a tattoo shop, and people that came in kind of already had that expectation, which gave more freedom to do kind of what you
Whatever
wanted.
you wanted,
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't HR that came in and said, hey,
No HR and tattooing back all those years ago. No.
And that's just my experience. I'm not saying the whole tattoo industry is packed with drugs and
Well, I got my first tattoo at 18. I'm 50 some years old, so I've been in the tattoo world for a long time, and I
Yeah.
can tell you I've seen some crazy crap go down
yeah.
in tattoo parlors.
I wish I could remember a
Yeah.
third of it.
Yeah. I wish I could remember some of the tattoos, how I got
Right.
them, but I spend all my time getting them covered up these days. Anyways, so you were just kind of rolling through life. Now, you're an amazing artist as well,
Thank you.
in my opinion. So you've been drawing, painting, whatever your whole life. How'd that really work out?
Yeah. I've always had, I don't want to say an art ability, like same thing with anything else. It's the one thing that bothers me, and I don't want to say bothers me, it just kind of gets to me a little bit, is when I'm approached and they're like, man, I wish I was born with a talent like that. And
Yeah.
that's not necessarily the case. It's something I found an interest in when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody's born good doing it. I've had an interest in it, and I pursued more with it to get better at it. And the more you do something, the better you get.
Yeah.
And
But you had to work at it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
it's enjoyable. It's therapeutic for sure.
What's your favorite medium of art?
Well, tattooing.
Well, I mean, outside of tattooing.
Yeah,
No.
at the moment, it's actually watercolor, not like your splattered.
Yeah. What kind of watercolor?
More of a tattoo flash style. That's just where I'm at right now. 6 months from now, it'll probably be something different. And 6 months ago, it was something else.
I actually I love art. I love doing, painting and stuff, and I completely suck. But I love it, and I have all the art supplies, and I actually, it's so funny because I actually attempted spray paint art a few years ago, and so I have I got like cases of colors and cans and tips and everything.
Absolutely.
And I went and grabbed it out of my garage. I was just going to bring it and give it to you today. And it's like, and then I was like, maybe I'll give it one more shot. Maybe I could just ask Matt to show me how to do it rather than just give him all my stuff.
There's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just do it.
Yeah, because if any of you live in Tampa and you've been up and down Nebraska Avenue, Matt has done a couple of the pieces on the big welding building out there by where they feed the homeless.
Columbus in Nebraska. I think.
Columbus in Nebraska. Yeah. Matt's done some of the work on that building. Some really cool stuff, actually, and hopefully he'll do some more. Those big paintings, those big wall murals that we see on the walls in Tampa, how long do they take?
They're all different. The last one I'd say probably took me about 6 hours.
Okay.
But I mean, I've spent days on some, and
how intricate you want to be with it.
Yeah, the last time I approached it more with I did a Rose of No Man's Land, which is like it's old military but tattoo flash. It shows up a lot, and so I went with more of like a simple approach to it. So it wasn't like it wasn't anything nuts, just something appealing, quick. I mean, you're driving by, so it's got to be something where you can see it, recognize, and you're still moving.
Yeah. Do you draw it on the wall first?
That one, no. I mean, I sketch it out. So I'll take like a lighter color and just kind of...
You sketch it with a lighter color? Okay.
Yeah.
I wondered about that because I was like, maybe if I drew it out there first, I could actually do the painting and then worry about fading in and everything on top of it. But
you could.
You could?
There's all kinds of ways. I mean, most people now, they're using like Procreate to an app, or I don't know the right way to put it, but I mean, you have drawing a blank here, an iPad.
Yeah.
Yes, an iPad, and then so I'll go with like an iPad, take a picture of the wall that I'm doing.
Okay.
And then I pull it up on Procreate, and you can do layers and sketches over top of it, and you kind of get
an idea.
Yeah, of the layout beforehand, and then you have the picture saved, and There's
Okay.
a whole grid system people use.
Okay, so now I have to learn Procreate as well. So
Yeah.
it's like all these things I love, I can't actually do. It's the weirdest thing. And then people are like, "Oh man, you're really good at these other things," and they're things I don't like. And so it's like the things I like want to learn, like programs and computer stuff, and I'm like, I suck at it, but I still like it, and so I try. And then art's the same way. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like the things I like to do are the things I actually can't do, at least not well. So. That's
That's how you
just
get
me.
good at them.
Or
right?
just remain frustrated. So where are you from originally?
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
You grew up there?
I don't want to say grew up. I was born there, and we moved when I was about 11 or 12. I'd say I grew up in Metro Atlanta. That's when
Mm-hmm. That's where you spent most of your older years?
Adolescent.
Yeah.
The learning time, But yeah, I started having I would say trouble in Cleveland, just hanging out with the wrong people, older kids and all that.
At 11?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Older kids in the neighborhood. And my parents, I got two really good parents, and they were trying all kinds of things. They moved me out of schools, did all this, and then my dad got an opportunity. Actually, he got involved with the church, and they were getting a church started in St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. So they uprooted us, and we moved to a tiny island to get me out of Cleveland. And
Found trouble there?
no, I didn't. I found a couch. I couldn't go to public school down there.
Did you just say you found a couch?
Yeah, I didn't. I stayed in the house for a year and a half while we lived there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the private schools on the island, how's the best way to put this? It's a very tiny island, and the people on the island, their impression of Americans wasn't the best, because they mainly saw growing up, these people coming off of cruise ships and treating their family members not the best, you know what I mean? So they already had, so when we moved down there, we went to go enroll me in public school, and they said, hey, that's probably not the best idea, like you should probably check out private schools. And that was financially, it didn't make sense. So I did homeschooling while I was down there. And
so I knew your parents were Christian just because of some comments you made when I was in the shop. But so your parents started a church, so you're really into the church.
They helped.
But I just mean most Christians don't go
were.
plant churches. So
no. I mean, he went down there, and it was just a little trailer on the island.
Sure.
And they helped for about a year and a half, like I said. But I mean, it didn't make sense for us to live there.
But are your parents they're into the Christian faith?
My mom more than my dad. Life happens. People fade in, fade out of what they believe.
Yeah. I definitely know that. Yeah. Are they currently in the church?
No.
Okay.
No.
So let's get to you. Sort of what happened with
not out of any resentments or anything. They just
that's okay.
Life moved around a lot.
Believe me, brother. A lot of people have resentments against the church, but that's a topic for another day. But no, I got you. So you were in and out of the church at that age too, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I was forced to go.
Yeah.
Twice on Sunday, once on Wednesday night, and it wasn't my thing.
It wasn't my thing.
No. I don't know. I think anything forced on you will never be your thing. But
that's it, man. I have a saying. It's like, even paradise isn't paradise if someone forces you to be there.
I like that. Yeah.
So that's the reality of it. We have to have free will, and we have to choose the things we're doing. Otherwise, we're going to resent them eventually. So, which is sort of what I see a lot in recovery. People start to resent the fact that they have to work towards their recovery. And it's like, it's just the reality of it all, dude. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So you ended up, adolescent, you're in Atlanta. You went through the whole island thing. You went through Cleveland thing, but now in Metro Atlanta area is where you grew up. And so when did you get into drugs and alcohol?
Well, I got the taste of it when I was still in Cleveland. I mean, just your old gateway, gateway stuff, and For me, at least, it was, everybody finds their little tribe or whatever, you know what I
Right.
mean? So when I moved to Atlanta, like I already knew, like I smoking weed, skateboarding, and I knew you could see them right
Yeah.
off the bat. And, first couple of days, that's who I was hanging out with. And,
Mhm.
we're all just a bunch of lost kids. We didn't know what we were doing. And, it just escalated from there, really.
Yeah. You skateboarder?
I was terrible. Yeah. I mean, I've been skateboarding like 30 years, but yeah.
Okay. But hey, one of those
Yeah.
things, right? I like
Yeah.
doing it, but I wasn't very good at it.
No, I
So-
wasn't. It was more the thing to do because
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did the drugs and alcohol really get bad?
I mean, I'd say 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't throwing everything away and life was terrible, but I mean, that's when I kind of hit the button on. So I moved there in 8th grade,
Mhm.
and when I started school in 9th grade, that's high school. There was a lot more freedom to it.
Mhm.
We would get there. There'd be somebody that had a car at the time. We'd meet up. We'd all leave. We'd go do our thing, and that kind of turned into, obviously, like I'm not doing any of my schoolwork.
Mhm.
I'm falling behind in that. But then I started picking up on the skipping thing, and then I racked up like months of in-school suspension. I started doing some of that, and I'm like, what's the point if I can
Right.
just leave? And then they put me in an alternative school, which the alternative school, there was even more freedom than that. Like you could take cigarette breaks,
Yeah.
leave whenever you wanted to. And I mean, where I was at that time, it didn't make sense for me because I left and I just never came back. And yeah.
What about your parents? How was that? When you did that, were they like, okay, then you got to go?
They never. No, they didn't kick me. They didn't kick me out till I was 17. So I
Mhm.
mean, they still, like in retrospect, I feel terrible for what I put them through. Obviously, I think most people, like after they get some clarity,
Mhm.
But I give my mom and dad a lot of credit. My mom especially. She's just one of those people like love you through it no matter what.
Mhm.
Never financially enabled, but I mean, there's a lot of enabling going on. Like it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to change anything at all, but I mean, I do wish at some point like I was completely cut off because it's just like anybody that's, I don't want to say an addict, but just using in the full sense, like you're gonna
Yeah.
manipulate every situation to keep getting what you want. And
That's interesting. So my big thing is really talking about recovery and trying to figure out because you always have the parents come to you and say, my kid's doing this, what's the best thing for me to do? And often there's not a one answer fits all because every situation is different. And obviously, I end up catching the back end of things as well with, after the guy or girl has died from an overdose and the parents coming to me and what should we have done different? And it's like, well, at this point, it doesn't matter. You're just beating yourself up. But the reality of it is, it's like every situation is different.
yeah,
And the enabling is definitely something that it's just a fine line, man, between loving and enabling. And to say that every parent that loves should cut the slate clean with their kid, it's like I can't make that decision. But it is something to be considered, where you can sit here now and say you wish that in hindsight they would have actually
Right.
severed the ties with you.
I say that, but at the same time, like I didn't stop till I was completely defeated and
Yeah.
I was ready. Like for me personally, there wasn't anything anybody else could do to get me to stop.
Right. How much
And-
you've been sober now 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years, February 1st.
Nice. That's awesome. So, give me just kind of like the sort of the testimony that people usually give. Like what happened in the addiction and then brought you to the end. And
I mean, and the addiction, it was fun till it was not fun. And then best way to put it, it was a absolute spiritual death. You know, I was alive and I was going through the motions, but I would wake up sick every day, hate who I was, try to hide who I was, and it was a complete dead end. I didn't think there was anything I could do about it. I would wake up, I'd pray to get out of it, you know, and there was a gentleman I tattooed probably 3 or 4 years before, and you know, we befriended each other on Facebook. He sent me a request, whatever, and every now and then I would see these posts from him saying like 2 years clean today, and you know, talking about like nicely wording how good his life is after he quit doing putting anything in his body, you know. And just real approachable dude. I didn't even know him that well. I think the tattoo I did on him was maybe a half hour, you know, like not enough time to really get to know anybody. And so there was like one of those moments, like I could not go on any longer. There was nothing I could do, you know, and I knew there had to be something. And so I took the chance and I reached out to him, and he pointed me in the direction of a detox, which at the time he was doing everything that he knew.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's all you can do.
Right, absolutely. And so I was, long story short, at the last 3 years of it, my DOC was benzos.
Okay.
Through a doctor and everything, like a doctor that had came through the shop. He wanted to be cool with everybody, and I got this ungodly script from him that I wrote out for years until my body, you know, I'm just putting them in me just to not be sick anymore. Like there is no high anymore.
Like Xanax?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like enough to tranquilize a rhinoceros or something. I don't know. Anyway, but so like I said, he did what he did, and so I go to this detox and they let me out after 3 days, not knowing that a benzo detox doesn't really kick in until about 4. And
and then it goes on for a hell of a long time, which is another thing that is like really makes it so hard for people looking for like one answer fits all. It's like the drug matters, everything matters. It's all like how long a person's been doing it matters. For anybody watching or listening, a benzodiazepine is typically Xanax, some other off-brand names, and it is the hardest. Well, there's only 2 drugs that coming off of, you know, that they primarily believe can kill you. Benzos are one of them, alcohol being the other because of seizures. The rest just you feel like you want to die, but benzos are notorious for actually killing people. So I applaud you for that. But
I appreciate it.
Yeah, go back to
that
was now.
No, that was always the cycle because alcohol was always at the core. Like
of course,
you know, everything I was ever introduced to, like alcohol, opened that door for me. But I would stop one thing, you know what I mean? Like I'd do this for a while until it got bad, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And
do this other
drink,
thing.
yeah. And then and I mean, I'm happy it happened today, but I got trapped in with the benzos because it was like you're saying, you can die coming off of them, and even though I felt like death, I didn't really want to die, you know. And I had reached out to a couple rehab facilities to try to get the medical detox, and you know, without health insurance, it was pretty much impossible. I'm sure there's stuff out there, you know.
It's difficult though. It's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, completely trapped. So I had to take the risk of the detox. I mean, long story short, I ended up in the hospital for about a month.
Okay.
And that saved my life.
Was it through like a detox hospital, or you almost
ER? Happened? So I left the detox, and the same gentleman, he picked me up. He took me to a meeting, and meetings have saved my life, but that day
it didn't.
Not so much, you know. And again, this is coming from his experience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, and I've never had somebody do that much work to try to help me.
Yeah.
You know, being like a guy that I didn't even know. Which is awesome. And he was the one that he ended up at the time from there, I was still detoxing, and he got me into a halfway house, and I scared the shit out of everybody in the halfway house. This is a house full of other junkies, and they're like, we don't know what the fuck is wrong with this guy, you know. Like, we got to call an ambulance.
What was wrong with you? Just like
still, I mean, grandma seizures and
okay, yeah,
you know,
gotcha.
just everything. It felt like little zaps of electricity shooting through my brain every couple
I
minutes.
remember those days.
Yeah, not fun.
No, not
at all.
fun at all, man.
No.
And so they sent you to the hospital.
Yeah, and I don't remember much of anything, you know. But yeah, sent me in. I was in there for about a month.
I'm surprised.
The psych ward.
So they kept you though.
Yeah, it was the old 4th floor at Memorial. So it was like the psych ward section of it.
They don't even
you know?
do that anymore.
I heard.
It's unbelievable. But anyways, so they did keep you up there that whole time.
Yeah.
And you know, medically made sure you weren't going to die.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Saved my life.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's pretty intense, man, to be on that. I've been on that ward a few times, and it's you know, definitely an intense place.
Yeah, it was interesting. I probably made it interesting too.
Yeah. So right now, some dude's telling a story about you somewhere, and it's just this guy that, you know, freaked him out. So yeah. Anyway, so where'd you go from there?
From there, I got discharged, and like anybody else that has gotten clean, you know, that the beginning of it, you are not who you are. Like you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. I didn't see anything, you know, life is not real. Like you haven't. So when
let your brain take so long to reset, and people don't realize that, and so, you know, that's what ends up being the reasons a lot of people just can't get sober, because they don't have somebody to walk them through that. They don't understand what's happening. They think it's going to be permanent. I'm going to continue to see things. I'm going to continue to hear things. Then we still want to be numb and end up getting high again. So yeah, absolutely. So you got out and you were in that place of can't tell reality.
Absolutely. At the time, my mom and her boyfriend, they picked me up from there, and they had a little place that they were staying at, and I went and stayed with them for about a month, which was huge. I couldn't work or anything like that. Definitely not tattooing. I didn't stop shaking for about 6 months. So I couldn't tattoo for 6 months, and I didn't even really want to, you know. But in the beginning, I kept good contact with that guy, and his advice to me was not telling me what to do or anything, but he's just like, man, you need to get to a meeting. And at the time, I'm like, I have no idea how that is going to help me whatsoever, you know. But I was in no position to
question. Right.
Just I'm going to try something new, see if something works. And I started doing that with there was a noon meeting. I would go to that consistently, and then from that point, I'd meet people and find out about other ones. And that was the biggest thing that helped me through was relating, you know, hearing somebody else that had been clean a few years saying some shit that I've only thought, you know, that I haven't told to another human being that they were feeling and how they got through it.
Yeah.
And then just the repetition of that, it's like, I am not special. Like we all go through it. We all feel the same shit, and you know, there is hope after that. You know, I'm not a unique snowflake individual, you know, and we all feel it. We all go through it. And
yeah. And I think that is so, you know, important that, so it's almost like the chicken or the egg, like what comes first? And so for me, you know, I look at it and I say, you know, absolutely, like, meetings are so important for somebody like you, who's like, all of a sudden you're walking out of the hospital and you don't even have anybody in your life, and you're just like you sitting at your mom's house, and like, you know, what's reality, what's not reality. And so it's awesome to be able to go to a place that understands you, and you can fit in, and you can be like, okay, there is hope, there is there is, I'm not special, and
I'm special, but I'm not special.
yeah, I'm special but not special. Yeah, right. But but the other part of me wants to say, well, it'd just be amazing if the rest of the world was more informed to help people. And so, because they're just not. Even like the guy that helped you is like, he can only tell you what he knows. So it's like, I'm always like trying to do things like this so that the rest of the world can hear, like, oh, I heard this guy Matt's story on this podcast, and my son just got out of some hospital and he's acting crazy. Oh, that's just part of the process. And so it's like bringing information to people so that they can help more than just be completely lost in that scenario.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you started going to meetings. Was that right here in Tampa?
It was here in Tampa. Yep. Yeah, Tampa and the Brandon area, and yeah, and kept doing it. Yep.
Still
absolutely.
do
it? Yeah, a few times a week for sure. And it's not always like, me personally, I listen. I try to learn from other people's mistakes and also like what has worked from them.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I come in contact with somebody that had a lot of time, or pretty much anyone really, like, and they relapse or something happened, it's usually always the same thing. They got disconnected, they kind of convinced themselves before, like, this isn't for me, after it did work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mainly go on a maintenance level. I mean, there's times that I definitely need it, but at the same time, like, I don't want to fall into that spot where I feel like I am disconnected or, easily talk myself out of it. I don't wake up in the morning like, you know what, I'm going to a meeting tonight and it's going to be
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know, it's my life. Like, there is nothing more important,
right?
Family, anything like that, my kid, that whole, if I'm not good, nobody else is good.
Yep.
And I think I lose sight a lot of the time, like, this is all I have is this life, and why would I not put an effort into making this life good, and just doing the little things that I've seen that worked for me. And
it's so powerful when you finally, like, understand the order of things. There is an order, and we can't mess with that order. Okay. And you just said it. It's like, I have to be right. And it doesn't matter any other thing. I have to be right. And I have to be willing to do whatever I need to do to be right. And if I'm not, I'm going to allow something else to take the place of me being right. And we don't see it, but it's the hot chick that comes along, and we just start. It's like people don't get that we're not unlimited energy or effort wise. We have it's like a pie chart, man. It's like we have X amount of effort or energy that we can put into our life. And if all of a sudden we take that big slice of pie that is meant to be focused on us, our well-being, and start giving it over to the next chick or some job that we think is going to be money, and that's going to be the way that we can be all right, then we're about to crash. It's like nothing should take more effort than yourself, at least, in my opinion, because what I've seen in my 15 years of being sober is people that lose sight of that very fact, that you have to be right, man. Nothing else. You think this other shiny object is going to be the right thing for you, and it's not. And I mean, everybody that has any amount of time, okay, has something that got them there. Anybody that was a hardcore junkie like I was, like you were, if you get time, and honestly, it's usually that 2-year, 3-year mark that becomes real. Like, a lot of people somehow can skate by and grab a year. It's almost like enough things fall in line for them, where enough little opportunities and the right people come along, and people can skate by and get a year. I hate to say it, but I did it multiple times and then threw it away. But it's like to get to 2-3 years, it's like it takes a little bit more than just some luck to get you there. And whatever that thing is that got you there has to stay. And if it's meetings, then it's got to stay meetings. Yeah. If it's Jesus, then it's got to stay Jesus. If it's a particular community of whatever, then that particular community of whatever has to remain in that place. And we don't want that to be the case. And it goes back to what we were talking about a while back, which was if you force me to go to church, I'm not going to like it. And so when people feel all of a sudden like they're forced to do this thing that got them sober, they tend to pull away from it.
Absolutely.
And then everything just falls apart.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I think that's just amazing. So you see that now. What's your, you know, for like everything that you've been through, how in the world did you get to where you're at so quick? Because you own your own tattoo shop, and it's a beautiful tattoo shop, by the way. It is over off of Florida Avenue, right by Florida and Osborne. Correct? That's right?
Yeah, well, there's another one that opened up a couple months after me that's on that exact corner. But
yes, I know, but it's
cool,
it's a great shop. And so, you know, you went from having nothing, living at your mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
Take us through your sobriety years.
Well, I don't think it wasn't necessarily planned. It wasn't like a grand scheme. I started after the shakes and all that went away. I had a large fear of getting back to tattooing because there was many years. I mean, starting from when I apprenticed, that my mind was in an altered state, and then you kind of. Your brain is a crazy place, you know what I mean? So there's
mine's a very crazy place, actually.
There's a lot of things that tell you, like, I might not be good at this if I don't have something in me. Like, maybe this is where my creativity is coming from, or which was probably, or not probably, it was the furthest thing from the absolute truth. So I started taking the baby steps, you know, like taking it easy. I started doing just smaller pieces, kind of building up momentum from there. And like 2-3 months
Working
later,
for somebody?
Yeah, actually is a gentleman, this guy named Chino. He has a place called Stigma Inc. in Tampa, in West Tampa. But it was early on after I got clean, so I didn't necessarily know how to approach people or what people really thought about, you know, like addicts. And
did a lot of people know like what you'd been through?
I was down to about 125 pounds, so a lot of people that were around me, they knew something was up, but they couldn't like pinpoint anything, and you know,
they probably had a good idea, right?
Absolutely. And him being one of them, I had known him since I worked in Atlanta. He worked for a supply company, and he used to come up and do conventions, and just a solid, good human being, you know.
Yeah.
And I ran into him, and I was kind of telling him like, "Hey, man, I'm not really tattooing." He's like, "Come by the shop." So I came by there, and just so happens another friend of mine that I didn't even think about was he was coming up on 10 years himself. So it was the perfect environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in there. They already understood where I'm at, where I gotta kind of take it easy, start back slow again, and then I'm also working with somebody else that has some time.
Yeah.
So it was
perfect.
You know, nothing's going on in that shop where it's going to be, you know,
a trigger or temptation.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect opportunity. It was, you know, like I'm a firm believer in God, you know, and I believe he'll put me in the right situation for my best well-being. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that it worked out great, man. I still love those dudes. I see them.
And you just saved up enough money? Because, I mean...
No, I did not. I didn't. It was... I'll tell you exactly how it happened. I was... My buddy Steve owns a pizza place.
Uh-huh.
And it was during the shutdown. And, you know, I love Steve, man, but he's a prime example of... Like, you can open a business, you can do what you want, you know, and there's always that fear. Like, I think we're way more capable than we give ourselves credit for. So there's a lot of things I just look at it like I couldn't never do that. And it's just something as easy as like, what is wrong with you? Like, you can do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you need $5,000? Like, here, pay me back $5,000, you know? And we were just driving through the shutdown, and I see that little location instead of for rent on it. I'm like, that place, it looks like like a tattoo shop needs to be there.
Yeah.
And just kept that momentum and everything. It was one of the weirdest moments because everything just fell right into place, just organically, you know, like and help from all kinds of people, like from painting to electrical, like that. This is all through recovery for the most part too. It's just people that I have networked with, or you know, like it's like the whole town came together. Like, all right, let's get this.
That's awesome. Going. Yeah. I know. Like, one of the first things that drew me to you is on Facebook. You know, we have so many of the same friends, and so I was like, this guy's got to be in recovery. So that's how I first looked you up, because I do have a tattoo artist that does most of my work, and so I was like, if I'm going to do something, go to somebody else, it's going to be for a good reason. And so
he
it's
does
like
phenomenal work too. By the way, I like his work a lot.
Yeah. So you just borrowed some money and found a shop and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. In the middle of
pandemic.
Yeah.
Doing it in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't like just completely blind with it. Like when everything shut down, I was still getting
There's
flooded.
Sirens. That's the one thing about, you know, where we're at. It's like it may be a little bit siren-y.
But yeah, I kept getting flooded. Like everybody was supposed to stay in their house and all that, you know, and I kept getting flooded with people like, hey, I need to get out of my house and I want a tattoo. And you know, at that time you don't know how to approach everything. It's like, I don't want to potentially kill this dude, or you know, like.
Well, yeah, good advice number 3 from today's meeting: do not kill people.
No, I meant like
really bad for business.
By giving them coronavirus.
I know. Obviously, I didn't think you meant like start committing mass murder.
But yeah, it just
fell in line, man.
Yeah.
And everything's going well?
Yeah, it's going great.
I mean, I know that anytime I'm trying to get to someplace and they're like, man, booking's like a month out, that's good. Yeah. It's better than being like, I got a spot today, tomorrow, and Thursday, you know, next week. It's like, that's not a good sign, you know, having a bunch of freedom.
I'm blessed for sure. I mean, it's not like I just started a couple of days ago, but, you know, I've been doing it for a while, but I'm in a position where I get to say 80% of the pieces that I do are things that I want to do, you know? Not like, hey, I want to cross my arms. Like, no, you're getting...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're getting a full Japanese bodysuit. You're not getting a cross, but... I mean, I wish it was like that all the time, but you know.
Yeah. But no, and so anybody watching or listening, you don't understand. So there's a complete difference between, and I'm not knocking these guys that are doing what they do, but there's this storefront tattoo artists that you go in and they got, you know, I don't know, the flip boards with, you know, thousands of little tattoos that, you know, $45 for this and $75 for that, and they take it to their little copier and then they print it out and then they wet your skin and they stick it on like a fake tattoo and then they just go over it. And that's fine. I mean, people do that everywhere. But real tattoo artists, if you go in and ask them, that's an insult to a real tattoo artist. Sometimes
I won't go that far.
Some other friends of mine, it is to them. But you getting to do your own piece, though. Obviously, if somebody's about to give you their skin and say, "I trust you," that's
the key word, the trust. Most people that I get approached by, it's through word of mouth or they've seen my work and they come in with, hey, this is a general idea I have.
Yeah.
And please take it from there.
Yeah.
And that's how you get the best work from any artist is, you know, you find somebody that you like their style of work, you come to them with the general idea and then just step away and trust they're going to do. It's like a mechanic, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about that. I drop the car off and
just have it running for me when I get back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, and I really can't recommend Matt's work enough to you. Look him up. Definitely, get some tattoo work from him. It's a great idea. Everybody today, full Japanese bodysuits.
Forever.
Forever.
Yes.
Well, they are
Yes.
forever. So, well, yeah. Sometimes, unless you accidentally, wake up one morning and have a unicorn tattooed to your hip, and you decide I need to get this covered up. So,
I don't think I would cover that up. I would rock that.
I would rock that
Yes.
unicorn. What do you do? Like, what's a life of a recovered tattoo artist look like outside of his shop? What do you do for fun? What do you do with your life? That's a trick question for some of us. It's like
I mean, I'm pretty spontaneous. I kind of, for the most part, I wing it every day. Like, I find out what's going on halfway through the day.
Yeah.
And it's, most of the time it's with other people in recovery. I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lately.
Okay, I actually think I saw you post some stuff about that. Tell me about that.
It's a gentleman that I used to work for, actually. When I started, he's got a shop down in Riverview. When I started working for him, when I moved here, he was just dabbling with it a little bit. And now the guy's like 10 years in, black belt on it. And
Wow.
yeah, it's cool. It's not like, how do I say this without disrespecting any other? It's a very earned martial art. It's very practical
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of, I don't know, you don't show up and like go through the motions and they give you, but it takes a while. So
It's real.
I find it interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
not like trying to be some prize fighter or anything like that, but I don't like anything else. I'm not good at it. I don't know anything about it, and then I see progress in it, and it's getting
So you go pretty regularly.
twice a week.
That's very regularly.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Don't break your hands.
I'm following another tattooer that's been doing it 10 years and he hasn't, so
broken his hands.
Right.
Yeah. So don't punch brick walls and stuff like that.
I'm good. Yeah.
That's cool. You look like you travel quite a bit too. You were posting some stuff recently.
Like 2 more. I took my daughter to Cleveland right around Christmas.
How old's your daughter?
She's 10. She just turned 10 last week.
So she's got to be really, love having her father back.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was, I don't want to say like she didn't know, but she was six or 7 when I got clean. So I don't remember anything from when I was 6,
Right.
So I'm kind of,
yeah, I don't think she's going to, be holding, long-term resentments, but it's definitely better that you're in her life and she's happy about that.
Yeah. And me and her mom, like her mom's not in recovery or anything. She doesn't have a problem in that.
She doesn't need to be in recovery.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm just I had a kid with somebody that's like a really good human being, and she's we co-parent really well.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? She just wanted to see me get better. That was the whole thing when we were together before. She just wanted me to get right, and so I'm lucky on that. I don't have like a battle with like
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because I think when we look at our recovery, there's definitely things that can make it a little bit better or really challenge us. And the mother of your child is one of those things. So I was, blessed. My ex-wife and I, she just wanted me better, just, to stop doing what I was doing and, primary. And then we could raise our son. And so we really did a great job of co-parenting with that, even with us both remarried. And I can't imagine if my recovery was, if it was different. It was one of those bad, toxic situations where every time you wanted to see your kid, it was a nightmare. So
yeah, my heart goes out to them for sure.
Absolutely. So you're what do you usually do with your daughter?
Man, we are Busch Gardens fanatics. We got season passes. We hit that. I'll take her out of school on some Mondays. She'll get sick.
Yeah.
And
she'll get sick.
No, it's not constant. Man, I don't know. My kid's awesome. She's a good student. She's a quiet, nice kid.
Yeah.
Lately we've been she's a 10-year-old that likes sushi and eats it with chopsticks, which is awesome to me. So we'll go find like different sushi spots.
That is cool.
That pho, I still feel weird saying pho. I just want to call it pho.
Pho.
Yeah, noodles, ramen noodles. Yeah,
Ramen noodles.
yeah. She's just not. I don't know. My kid's cool. She's awesome.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. I love hearing stuff like that. So, Matt, man, I really appreciate you coming out and telling us, about your journey. And definitely not a lot of people have probably heard like a tattoo artist's journey through hell and back. And it's just good to hear. It's good to hear that
Thank
it's, possible no matter what walk of life, you're walking. Because one thing that is true, man, all the way around, there's always judgmental people to those of us with tattoos. And so I get a lot of times people are like, are you a tattoo artist?
Just say
because I
yeah.
have a lot of tattoos.
Just say yes and give them my business card.
I'll just say, yes, I am. I may look a little different when you come to see me.
Right.
But so definitely check out his shop, the Undertow Tattoo Company off of Florida by
Chop Shop.
Chop.
It's right across the street from Chop Shop.
Right across the street from the Chop Shop. So
Delicious.
what we're hoping is we're going to edit in some footage of me getting my next tattoo from Matt by the time this comes out. So hopefully people see that. And do you have anything you want to say to the world, to the masses?
Japanese bodysuits.
Japanese bodysuits
right.
all the way around,
day.
man. Japanese bodysuits. Cool. So thank you, everyone. Peace out.